the one issue that we knew about, that we spent a lot of time yesterday talking about it. We've written multiple items about it at PFT. The lingering holdout of one of the best defensive players in football, defensive tackle Chris Jones. Andy Reid, in his brief press conference yesterday, was asked about Jones. Let's see how Reid handled the question.
Can you provide any kind of update on the status of Chris Jones in terms of any progress or expectations?
No progress. Yep, no progress.
To you, would there be an emotional value to just having a resolution with Chris and being able to have him in the building on Thursday?
Listen, I haven't even gone there. I mean, we're focused in on the guys that are here playing the Lions and getting ready to play the Lions, and that's where I'm at. If you're not there, you're not there. And unfortunately, that's the name of this game, you know. So you can't spend time. You got to exhaust your time on the team that you're playing. So that's where we're at.
Yeah, look, they're locked in on the Lions. They got issues now with Travis Kelce. They got to reconfigure the offensive game plan, et cetera, et cetera. Chris Jones hasn't been there. It's not some sudden injury. At least they've been able to plan for not having Chris Jones. They got to come up with a plan on the fly for not having Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
They've known this was an issue.
Yeah.
And I think they've sensed where this all stands. This isn't going to be one of the holdouts that just ends because the player wakes up one day and says, you know what? I miss football. I'm done with this. I'm ready to go. He's already proven his resolve by holding out as long as he has. And I don't get the vibe that he is going to just break. It's going to need to come from some movement by the Chiefs. And if the Chiefs aren't willing to make a move, they know he's not going to be there. And here we are, Wednesday morning. Even if he shows up right now, I think we're getting close to the point where it would be professional malpractice to put him on the field this soon after showing up. He's going to show up today, and you're going to have him play tomorrow night when he hasn't practiced with the team. We don't know what kind of shape he's in. How much time do you even have to evaluate what kind of shape he's in?
Yeah.
And you're going to throw him out there and potentially get him injured? I think even if he's there right now, you don't play him tomorrow night, which raises the next question, Chris. I mean, what's the urgency in even trying to get it done right now?
No.
They know they're not going to have him tomorrow night. Kick it until Friday, Saturday, and try to get him in the fold for the Week 2 trip to Jacksonville, which used to be an easy W. This year, maybe not.
That would be goal number one. Just get him in the building so he can be a real contributor Week 2 in Jacksonville. I think that I hear you there. You know, yes, his effect on the game tomorrow night, if they signed him right now, I'm not expecting much. And, yeah, I think you do have to debate and get a feel and kind of see where he is physically, whether you'd even want him to play. Now, guys like Chris Jones, right, like we saw Aaron Donald or T.J. Watt when they went without, practice or doing anything, they just jump in and they can kick butt. They're a different breed that way, right? That's why they are who they are. But, to what you're saying, you can't. It's not going to be 65 plays. If he did play tomorrow night and they signed him here in the next few hours, it's going to be he's going to play 15 to 20 plays, an important third down, an important second down, whatever. They're going to try to pick their spots. And you're right. Ultimately, they got to be careful with that. That's going to be the main thing. But, yeah, I think you want to get him in right now and have some urgency, especially in a short week like this to where, yeah, if you got him signed today or tomorrow, whatever, then he's got the weekend to kind of work and get back in the swing of things, and he's got a long week to prepare for Jacksonville. That would be the best case scenario. But, yeah, as far as affected tomorrow night, I'm with you. I don't expect much, if anything at all, or if he did come back.
You mentioned T.J. Watt.
Yeah.
And he made a great impact right away.
Right.
Difference between the holdout and the hold in.
Right.
With the hold in, even though he wasn't practicing, he was there.
Yep.
They were able to watch him.
Yep.
They were able to work with him. He was working out. He just wasn't putting himself in harm's way on a practice field or in a preseason game. But the moment the deal was done, they knew what they had. They knew he was good to go. With Chris Jones, they don't know what's going to happen. They don't know what he's going to look like. Now, look, I assume he's working out and he's ready to go. He understands the stakes, but it's one thing to work out on your own. It's another thing to be working out under the guidance and supervision of the team just for their purposes, so they know where you are. So there's going to be a certain amount of time that the team needs to figure out where this guy is. And the later he walks through the door, the harder that is going to be. And I still think the incentive is get him there for Week 2. The sooner he's there, the more quickly we get him ready for the second game of the season. And if things go haywire on Thursday night and they lose to the Lions, extra urgency to go to Jacksonville and win. And that's the angle I didn't mention yesterday as we were talking about the historical holdouts. The most significant holdout, in my mind, goes all the way back to 1993.
Yeah, right.
When Emmitt Smith wanted more from the Cowboys. They were the defending Super Bowl champions, just like the Chiefs now. He wanted more, couldn't get more, held out week 1, Cowboys lost. Held out week 2, Cowboys lost. I think to the Bills in week 2.
It was the Bills. You're right.
And then what happened? Jerry caved. And then what happened? They won the Super Bowl again. So, you know, this all helps Jones if they would lose the first couple of games of the season. It's going to increase the pressure on the team to get it done and get him in. And the one thing we can compare it to, 30 years ago, Emmitt Smith missing the first 2 games of the season for the Cowboys. They lose the first 2, and I think they became the first team ever to start 0-2 and win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I believe you're right. You know, hey, I mean, you make a valid point. They lose, right? I mean, yeah, the pressure. They lose, and Detroit runs the ball on them and kind of controls the clock. Yeah, not only are we going to be talking about it, but, of course, the Kansas City fan base is going to be going crazy, and there's going to be talk radio and on the newspaper, and Andy Reid's going to have to answer twice as many questions during a press conference about it. So, yeah, that's an issue. Let alone, I mean, hey, you know, Lions, powerful offensive line. Jaguars, big, powerful offensive line. Bears, okay, I know it's the Bears. Still one of the top, if not the top running offense in football last year. We know the Jets are going to be no joke at week 4. So that's where, hey, there's some work to be done, especially if you're just talking about the D-line here. But, yeah, we'll see it go. Hey, you know, now Kelsey's not there. I mean, yeah, I mean, the chances of them losing tomorrow night have definitely increased exponentially because – you know, a second awesome player in their franchise is not available.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.